Thank you. Well, I think that what the Eurozone needs to do is to create a single political state to manage the common currency. And I think that by its very virtue will exclude Britain, which will not want to give up its national sovereignty. And so I think that it will be necessary to find a confederal solution between Britain and the Eurozone and a federal solution within the Eurozone. Can we do it again? Yeah.
Ale ja chciałam, okay. How should develop the European Union to meet the needs of all its members?
I think that the Eurozone, I distinguish here between those countries which are part of the common currency and the wider EU. I think that the Eurozone needs to have a full political union, because that's the only way in which all members of the currency union can individually participate in the making of the rules and the foreign and particularly the economic policy of the union. That's the only way that this currency union can survive. Well, I think it's very varied in Europe. Obviously, along the eastern flank, almost every country that's directly in the firing line, so for instance, Moldova, Poland, the Baltic states, Finland, Sweden, Norway, although of course it's not inside the Union, feels a distinct challenge from Mr. Putin. And the further west you go, that challenge is less keenly experienced. On the other hand, if you look at the countries which have been involved in the defence preparations of the Baltic states, Great Britain has been very prominently involved there. So although Britain is geographically remote, it is intellectually and strategically involved in the defence of Europe. And that's because Britain has a tradition of strategic thinking going back many hundreds of years. And I think one of the reasons why we need a British-style Eurozone federal union is that that is the only way in which we will persuade or compel those who are not directly in the front line of a particular challenge. Today it's Mr. Putin's Russia, tomorrow it might be some issue along the southern periphery where perhaps the Poles might not be so interested, as was the case, for instance, in 2011 over Libya. So I think that the way in which we can respond is to create a single federal union, which will then have one foreign policy response.